Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be upgrading our environmental ore miners, and we're going to be creating this awesome EnderIO storage system. Alright, so today I do have a few things planned, and I do have a clipboard. I went ahead and made a clipboard, and now I'll be able to stay a little bit more organized. In this episode, I know somebody was requesting I should make a list before I start my episodes, so I did. Today we're going to work on the void ore miner. I'm going to upgrade it. I think we can get it to the top tier. Same for both. I want to get these both to the top tier today. And then I want to work on the EnderIO storage system, because I think I'm going to use that in a future pack. So I would kind of like to learn it in here while we have all the resources to learn it and kind of figure out what it takes to get this thing running. So the EnderIO storage is going to be pretty neat. I've actually never used it. And it was not a part of EnderIO when I first was introduced to EnderIO. So it's something completely new to me. Alright, so I think I should just kind of break all of this. So that way we can go ahead and upgrade it. I don't think I need any of this. So we are going to be completely upgrading both of these guys. And I need to get some automation done, so we're going to automate them as well. Automate the processing of some of these newer blocks that we're going to be making. Like the, I think the main thing is going to be the tiered stuff. So I do have a lot more sand, and now I have access to sand, so that's going to make it a lot easier as well. So let's go down here and get our auto crafting stuff ready to go. Okay, so we're going to need to get into environmental tech. So we are going to need our little digital guide that is going to help us craft a few things. So in our digital guide, if we look at our void ore miner, we scroll across, there is the tier 3. This one requires 80,000 RF. We are currently, I think, at tier 2. To get to tier 3, we needed mica, and we did not have any, but now we have a bunch of mica, like 200 something. I hope that's enough. But yeah, the tier 4 is what we're going to be making. It's going to require 40,000 RF per 4 ticks. Or I think, no, duration 200 ticks. Minus 4 ticks? I don't exactly know what that means. I think it's every 200 ticks, but you can of course speed that all up. And you get 12 modifiers. So that can also change everything as well. Okay, so we're going to need 56 of the structure tier 4 blocks. I don't think I have the auto-crafted up to tier 4. I have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but I'm going to need tier 4 of the structure blocks. I think this is a standard crafting as well. So we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We need tier 4. Let's go and get a pattern for that. Pretty simple. And I would also, if I think in here, I don't know where the spider sound's coming from. I do hear an Enderman above us. Where is all that coming from? There is a spider somewhere. There must be a hole or something. Oh, he's down here. There you are, buddy. Yeah, okay. That spider noise is getting annoying. Alright, I think I have, let's see, environmental tech. I have the tier 2, these are for solar panels. Okay, so I don't have anything auto-crafted for those guys, for getting our miners ready. So I can go ahead and do that. We can do void ore miner tier 1. Let's go ahead and tell it to craft that. Tell it to go to tier 2. And it needs to go to tier 3. I'm also going to have to teach it how to make those things in tier 4. It also needs to learn how to craft diamond blocks. Let's go ahead and take all these. It also needs to learn, I think, hold on, I think it needs to learn how to make these guys. And what else is there? I don't have anything else. I don't have the lasers even made, so we're gonna need lasers as well. So if I tell it to make these lenses, should be able to autocraft those. It needs to be able to autocraft these guys. And I think that's about it. On the tier 4, doesn't really require anything else. Okay, so that one is set. Let's see if we can't find an empty crafter. Maybe there's one somewhere. If not, yeah, there is. And we can fit that in somewhere else. Alright, so that is done. Now, let's go ahead and get everything for the other one auto-crafted. So I'm pretty sure we just auto-crafted the void ore miner, so we need to get the resource miner. So the resource miner should be pretty simple. Actually, I think we're on the wrong crafting grid. There we go. We'll make sure to have that auto-crafted. I'm pretty sure I have mossy stone. I hope. Oh, I'm gonna have to make some probably. We can craft this one. And then the tier 3, which basically requires all the same stuff that we just crafted on the other one. And same for that one. And we need to find somewhere to put this. That is not where I want it. There we go. Okay, so all that is done. I think that's about it. Now we can go back to our environmental tech, and we should be able to craft the tier 4 controller. Ooh, it says we're missing clear lenses. Did I not craft the clear lenses? No, I didn't. I thought I made that pattern. I guess I didn't. Alright, let's get ourselves the clear lens. Oh, I made the pattern for the other step. I think we're about full on all of our crafters. That's crazy. We got one right here, I guess. Okay. Now we can go ahead and make it. Tier 4 coming right up. There's that one, and then we're going to need a tier 4. This one. Alright, now we can check out some of the other things we're going to need. Oop, didn't want to do that. Alright, so on the... It's going to be the same for both of them. We're going to need 56 structure blocks on tier 4. 56 machine bases, 12 modifier cores, 5 laser cores, and 1 clear lens of any color. Alright, so I'm going to need 5 laser cores. Alright, let's just go down the list. So 56, so we need 112 tier 4. 112. 112 tier 4. $112 coming right up. And we also need 56, so we need 112 machine bases as well. Do I have that auto-crafted? Yes, I do. Machine bases. Alright, so that one will be crafting up as well. And what else do we need? I'm not going to mess it up this time. So I'm going to make sure I get everything. 12. So we're going to need 24 of the modifier cores. So where's my modifier cores? Okay, these are not auto-crafted. But if we look here, we have 8. I can split these up to 2. So all we need is 2 more modifier cores. And this is kind of where I want to get into the modifier cores. We can do speed modifiers, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just stick with these. Ooh, we're gonna need a lot more of that. Actually, might want to put in a process for this. And fit that in somewhere. We need 14. So all this is going to take time, mostly because we need to make that sand. Let's go ahead and get... I need to make a bunch of this. Okay, so now we're out of sand. He is going crazy down here. Wow. So that should make it a lot faster. And we can check back in on our environmental. Okay, so I have all of these. Tier 4 structure blocks. I have almost all of these. Need 48. There we go. And then I also need my tier. There we go. We have these guys ready to go. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and cancel all the crafting that we have going on because something went wrong. And this should be able to craft. Must be missing something. There it goes. So that section's done. I want to kind of split these. And I'll use these. There we go. And I think the only thing left is the laser cores. So it requires 5 laser cores and then a lens. So 5 laser cores and 2 clear lenses. So 5 of these per, so 10. And we're also going to need 2 clear lenses. So there's those. And there's those. I think we're ready to go. I do. I think we're good. Okay, so let's see what size, how big this is. So it's a 7 tall. So we'll make sure to place that up 7. Make sure we get our blocks. And we'll place that 7 tall on both of them. Make sure we get these in the right location. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll put our void ore miner over here. Right there. Same on this side. And we can, of course, put that back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this will be your 7. And break all of this stuff. And we're fixing to be rocking and rolling with our ore production. And every other thing we want. Alright, we're missing our wand, or activator. There we are, our assembler. It's actually a really expensive tool, by the way. And let's go ahead and assemble this thing. Look how crazy this is. Just spam the far out of it. Is it done? It didn't say it was completed. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we didn't get no message. Something's up. That seems to be the structure. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Do this one. Pretty sure this is what it's supposed to look like. Wow, there's some grass in the way. There's a flower. There's probably this grass and stuff. Make sure the grass is all out of the way. I think that one's done. This one... wouldn't place anything there. That's strange. Alright, so they're both completed. Did not give me a completion message. Which is kind of strange. Well, this one's definitely not done. Now it looks... okay, that one's done. That assembly is complete. What are we missing on this one? Okay, that one's complete too. Awesome. So they're both ready to go. Let's get our points. And get our chest. Our 2 lovely chests again. Set them back how we had it. And hook up our points. There we go. And these guys should chug along. There we go. They should be producing quite a bit of stuff. And working out pretty good. I actually want to take these, so it's actually going to break them real quick. Oops. And I want to replace these speed modifiers. So they both have an equal amount of speed modifiers. Awesome. And there it goes. So it should be producing just about everything we need between these two, and they are pretty big. These are some big structures. All right, now next on our list is going to be try and make these things. So we're actually gonna need some crafters. Let's make some more auto crafters. They happen pretty fast. And we can place these. That'll work. We're just having a whole wall of crafters, I guess. Alright, with EnderIO, there is a storage system. And it does use nutrient distillation. So we're going to need to first get a vat. We're going to work with the vat a little bit. And hopefully we have enough items to make this. Oop, we're in the wrong section. There we go. And I think I'm going to need to make sure I get some electric steel. I'm pretty sure I have it, yeah. Get that worked up. The vat requires that. And we're going to get these fluid tanks. 2 fluid tanks in the vat. Regular old machine casing. There we go. And we can make just the vat. I think we only need 1 at the moment. Because to get the nutrient distillation, we don't need too much. We should have some electrical steel built up by now. Only 1? Oh, I know why. We need to throw that octatic capacitor back in there. Alright, and we should be cooking now. Alright. Now, there we go. Alright, there's our vat. We're going to need a reservoir. Don't know if we have any fused quartz at the moment. We can check. Oh, we do. Perfect. So the reservoir is pretty nice. It actually gives us 4, which is exactly what we need. We need buckets. I guess 2 buckets will be fine. We can get our water from over here. All we need is 2 buckets. And I think we can put the storage system over here. It's no big deal. So right here would be probably fine. We can put this right here can actually go on the wall or something. Doesn't really matter. Actually, probably just place it on the floor. And you get 2 buckets in there. And it becomes like an infinite water source. But you can actually stand on it. You can see, perfect. We're also going to need a pipe, pressurized fluid conduit. I think just 1 will do us fine to hook inside here. We'll go ahead and do a point. That'll work just fine for us. And we should be able to just set this guy right here. It will not automatically pull water out of here, but you can go ahead and hook this up to it. And it's going to constantly suck water out of there. And it's going to insert into here. And then we're going to go ahead and get some mob heads. I think we can do head. Yeah, some zombie heads will work. And we can use sugar. Or we can use, let's use netherwort. That's a pretty good one. I think mob heads and netherworts will both work in here. Then you'll get a ×2 and ×1.5 modifier. So that's actually pretty decent. And that'll get us some nutrient distillation as soon as we give this thing some power. So let's give it some power. Just like so. And this thing is going to be cooking with some power. And it's going to be creating some nutrient distillation. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it does make the thing we need. So it's going to make quite a bit of it because of what's in here. See, the whole reservoir here is going to fill with it. It's going to turn into nutrient distillation. Pretty neat. So that gave us not a whole bucket, but close to it. Awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and make our crafting system. We get in here. We need to probably auto craft these things. So there are different levels of storage. And I don't know right now if I have the dark steel. We're going to need to automate these guys, of course. So all this stuff needs to be automated, which I think it already is. For sure, because these are going to be used in all these. But it starts with the tiny inventory. And we're going to need dark steel. And I think I have dark steel automated, if I'm not mistaken. Is pulverized? Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't have dark steel automated, so I do need to get that done. So we'll get some dark steel automated, just like so. Make sure to get our pattern out of here. And that should be, oh, we actually need to OR dictionary this. There we go. And we can place that in one of these crafter. Actually, it needs to go inside our alloy smeltery right here. And so we should be good there. Let's do that. And getting into this. Okay, so dark steel is something we need. And dark steel is not too hard to make, but it does cost in the long run. We need to go ahead and get these guys made up. So it just uses any regular old chest and the machine casing. Do we have... Yeah, machine casings are automated. All of our things are automated. So we need to make we need to make the bars. There we go. And these guys made up. And the chests and everything I think are good to go. So let's start with a tiny one. There's the tiny. And we'll go with the small. And then we'll go with the medium. We need to get more of our patterns out. So there's some more patterns. So we have the medium inventory. Alright, and we're getting really close. Okay, medium inventory, big inventory, large inventory, and huge inventory, enormous, and warehouse, and then the warehouse extended. And I do believe the warehouse extended is the largest one. All right. So we should be able to go ahead and craft us ourselves the warehouse. If I can find it. Warehouse extended. Just one of them. We should have everything here available. We'll just have to see how quickly it does this. And we have one. Okay. So next we're gonna need one of these. think we're gonna need that just to get started. And then we're gonna need the inventory panel, which requires these pulsating, 2 of them. And we're also gonna need this guy, which needs a witch. Ooh, all right, perfect. Here's a witch, 2 of them. So we'll nab that sucker, head back to our base. By the way, I want to see how much power is actually in this thing. Yeah, it doesn't even take a dent. This looks like 211 billion RF. It's crazy. All right, so we should be able to get our Enderman right here. The tormented head. Wait, how is that working? All right, we need to get the inventory panel. Oh, I wasted that head on that, I guess. Okay, so I made the wrong head. We need vibrant alloy. And what else? Solarium. 2 of those guys. 2 silicon. There's my vibrant. And an Enderman head. I do believe I have more Enderman head. This is just one of them. There we go. And that one's going to cook up. And then from there, do you get the panel? It needs to go in a soul binder. Right there. Okay. Alright, we got a resonator. We're going to put that in there with the witch. 4 levels of experience. And that awful noise goes on. Alright, we have to pull this out manually. Alright, we have all of that done. And we are almost done with this. Okay, so we need a fluid tank. We need all this stuff. I think we have everything with the fluid tank. And 2 dark steel. Come on and craft up. 2 dark steel real fast. There's 1. And it shouldn't take too much longer for the next one. Bam. Alright, we have an inventory panel. I think this is how this works. So I should be able to have this here. It has no power at the moment. But I should be able to have the panel on the front. And the panel will actually get nutrient distillation to run. Okay, and then this needs power. The actual system here needs power. Alright, so I can actually get rid of this one. Oops. There we go. Alright, so that has power. It says offline at the moment. I think this has something to do with making these, I think. There's the crafting grid. There's actually nothing inside the storage. So that's not taking anything. This is filled with the distillation. Alright, maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. This thing's filling with items. There's no items currently in it. Maybe we have to get some... Get a chest. Item conduits. And get a wrench. Alright. Should be able to go to this mode. Okay, that'll be inputs. Insert. Extract always active. Uh-oh. Alright, maybe this has to be connected to it via this panel right here. Okay, so I disconnect this and I hook it in there. There it goes. Okay, so that's how you do it. It has to be hooked to a item conduit. And now it's powered, and we have an inventory system, I do believe. Wait, it did just work. Is that the only way you can put items in? Item return place items here can be extracted by the item conduit, but will not be used for crafting. Kind of confused about that. I'm not too familiar with this. Maybe this has to be set to in and out. Like that. There it goes. Okay, so yeah, that's how it works. So now we can fill this whole thing, and I think it works just fine. If you want to do speed upgrades, you of course have to, I think, put speed upgrades inside here. Make things faster. You can also put things in this chest, or you don't actually need it anymore. All you needed was an item conduit. But yeah, it requires nutrient distillation, so you just get your nutrient distillation from over here and stick it in there. It won't actually even accept anymore. I think you can even do, let's see. We need pressurized fluid conduits. And what you could do is this. Hook it up here, bring it across into here, and have this go fluid conduit mode, insert. This will be extract, always active, and it should automatically be pulling that out into this. And yeah, and this has an internal buffer. Awesome, so that's how you can get that going. And I think you can craft out of here too. So there's a crafting grid, and this actually works over here. So let's actually get like cobblestone, like regular stone. Let's get that in there. So if I want to craft stone brick, there we go. I crafted stone brick. That's awesome. And I think it works a little bit differently than normal. If you want to put all of them in there, it does it that way too. Pretty sweet. Awesome. Well, if you guys learned something new today, please don't forget to click that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.